This is a home page of the most popular and expensive company in the world. Apple's market cap closes above $3 trillion. And this is a high-quality copy of the Apple.com homepage. In this tutorial, we will create a clone of the Apple.com homepage on Joomla using Gridbox. This will be an excellent step-by-step beginner-level guide for those who want to learn how to create websites on Joomla CMS. During this guide, we will go through all the steps of creating a website on Joomla, from installing the extension to managing responsive design, to making your site look perfectly on all mobile devices. To get started with this tutorial, you must have freshly installed Joomla and know how to log into the Joomla admin panel. This basic knowledge will be enough. Also, you need to download and unzip source files with fonts and pictures that we will use in this tutorial. Link in the description below. Okay, Apple.com website we're gonna build using Gridbox. Gridbox is a website building toolkit for Joomla. So, we need to download and install Gridbox on Joomla. Navigate to Website. Hover on Gridbox menu item. Then, from the drop-down, select Pricing. Scroll down and click the Download button. After successful downloading, move to your Joomla website and navigate to the admin panel. Now, we need to install Gridbox. For that, navigate to System, Extensions. Click on the button Browse for File and select the previously downloaded Gridbox installation package. Gridbox was successfully installed. Now, from the sidebar menu, navigate to Components, Gridbox. Before we start creating the page, we need to upload media files and create a theme for our project. Scroll down and click on the icon, Folder. I prefer to delete the default images before starting any project. Click on the icon, select all and delete. Using right-click, create a new folder in the Media Manager. Enter folder title, for example, Apple. Navigate to the created folder. Right-click, Upload Files. And now we need to select all pictures from the folder images. After successfully uploading images, close the Media Manager. Now we need to create a theme for our site. From the sidebar menu, select Themes. Make a duplicate of an existing theme by clicking on the duplicate icon. Then, go to the settings of the duplicated theme, click on the settings icon. Enter the title, for example, Apple Theme. The next option allows setting the theme thumbnail. Click on the field. In the Media Manager, go to the previously created folder, Apple. In the folder, find the image with title, Theme Thumbnail. Select it and click on the red plus icon. And select this theme as a default. Click on the button Save. Now, we need to configure the basic styles of our site, such as fonts, colors, and other global theme styles. To do this, we need to open the Gridbox editor. Go to Pages, hover over the app icon in the sidebar, and click Pages. On this page, click on the icon Add New Item in the lower right corner. Enter page title. I will use Apple Home. Click on the button Next. Here you can see a short tutorial for beginners, a short explanation to get you started quickly. Of course, we could give you a 3-hour lecture on all the available options in the editor, but as experience shows, the most effective is practice. To create and edit pages faster and more efficiently, I recommend setting up an editor workspace. First, enable the Page Structure panel by clicking the Page Structure icon in the sidebar, and select the position panel to left. Now we need to customize the Settings panel. Click Theme on the top bar, and select the Position panel on the right. This workspace configuration is ideal if your screen resolution is 2K pixels or higher. If you work on a laptop, it will be better to use separate panels, as it was by the default. Let's move to the site settings. Click on the site in the top bar. Here we need to set a favicon for the website. Favicon is an icon that displays in the Browser tab, Google search results, and is a shortcut on mobile devices. Click on the button, select, navigate to folder Apple, and select favicon. Click icon, insert. Now navigate to the tab, layout, and set container width. On apple.com is 980 pixels. Close site settings and save the page. Within the completing steps from the tutorial, I recommend saving the page after each item configuration. Additionally, you can enable Create Page Versions automatically. If something goes wrong, you can restore your page. From the top bar, select Page Version History. Move to tab Global Settings and enable Auto Save. Click Save, and in the tab Version, you can see your first page version. If you need to restore some page progress, just click on the version. Now we need to upload the fonts. From the top bar, select Tools, Font Library. Here you can see default fonts. As with the default images in Joomla, I prefer to remove anything unnecessary. So, I will also remove all default fonts. Just select all fonts as I do now and delete them by clicking on the icon. Delete. Gridbox allows you to import Google fonts. Also, you can use web-safe fonts, but apple.com uses San Francisco Pro Display and Pro Text fonts. These fonts are not available on Google Fonts. In this case, we need to upload a custom font. For that, click on the icon, Upload Custom Font. Enter font name, SF Pro Display. In the next field, you need to select Font File, navigate to Downloaded Folder, Folder, Fonts, and select SF Pro Display Regular. In the field, Font Weight, select 400 Regular, and click on the button, Save. Now we need to upload a second font. Click on icon, Upload Custom Font, enter font name SF Pro Display, select Font File, at this time it will be SF Pro Display Semibold. And in the next field select 600 Semibold. And click on the button Save. The same for SF Pro Text. Click on icon, Upload Custom Font, enter font name SF Pro Text, select Font File, SF Pro Text Regular, and in the next field select 400 Regular. Click on the button Save. And the last one. Enter font title SF Pro Text, font file SF Pro Text Semibold, 600 Semibold, and save. Here you can type and see how your fonts are looking. We have successfully uploaded fonts. Now we can close the font library. Click Theme from the top bar. Let's start by setting up the fonts for our site. For base font, select Font Family SF Pro Text. Font size set to 17 pixels. Letter spacing -0.3. And line height 25 pixels. H1. Font family SF Pro Display. Font weight set to 600. Size 65 pixels. Letter spacing -0.3 and line height 65 pixels. H2 Font family SF Pro Display. Font weight set to 600. Font size 56 pixels. Letter spacing set -0.2. And line height 65 pixels. H3 SF Pro Display. Font weight 600. Font size 40. Letter spacing 0.2. Line height 44. H4. SF Pro Display. Font size 28 pixels, letter spacing 0.2. Line height 32 pixels. H5. SF Pro Display. Font size 21, letter spacing 0.2, and line height 25. H6. SF Pro Display. Font weight set to 600. Letter spacing 0.2. And disable uppercase. Paragraph. The same styles S for body, font weight 400. Font size set to 17 pixels. Letter spacing -0.3. And line height 25 pixels. And the last one in the typography options, the links. Color codes you can view in the hint on the screen. OK, and the last step in customizing the theme is the color scheme. Go to the tab, Colors, and set the colors. Simply open the color palette and enter the color code. And here are color codes. After setting up the color scheme, save the page. We need to disable this default Breadcrumb Joomla module. For that, navigate to Joomla Dashboard. Just click on the icon Home. From the sidebar menu, select Content and Site Modules. And unpublish or delete module, Breadcrumb, and also you can do it for the Login module. I will delete these modules. Select Modules, navigate to Actions, and Trash. Now we need to set our page as a home page. Navigate to Menus and select Main Menu. Open Home Menu item. Click Button Select. Click on Gridbox. Page. Now select App. From the list select Pages. And the last one, select our page. Also, as you can see, the Apple site does not include the Home menu item. Link to Home assigned to logo. So we need to hide the Home menu item. For that, navigate to Link Type. Scroll down and disable the option Display in Menu. Our menu is ready. Click on the Save and Close button. As you can see, navigation on Apple.com has a lot of menu items, and we need to create all these menu items. You can create them here in Joomla Menu Manager, but I prefer to do it in the Gridbox editor. Let's move back to the editor, navigate to Components, Gridbox, and click on our page. Since we have hidden the home menu item, our menu now is empty. But all you need is just to hover and click on the menu. And let's add our menu items. Our first menu item is Store. All we need is just click on the icon Add New Item, enter title, Store, and select our page and click the Save button. In this tutorial, we are building only one page, so all our menu links will navigate to this page. Let's continue. The next menu is Mac. All the same, click on the icon Add New Item, enter title, and select our page and click the Save button. And the same you need to do for all next menu items. All menu items are ready. Don't forget to save the page. Before we start working with the site's header, you need to understand that the header and footer are global positions, and they are displayed on all pages of the website. This means that any changes to the header or footer of the site will be reflected on all pages of the site. OK, open Header Settings by clicking to the Header option, Position, select Fixed, and navigate to the Background Options tab. Open Color option and set background dark accent. With opacity 0.9. In the Overlay options, select Type, Blur, and set value 20. Navigate to Tab, Layout, and disable Border Bottom. If we look at the Apple website, the header consists of logo, menu, and icons, search, and cart. In this case, I will use a 3-column layout, navigate to Row Settings, and change the number of columns to 3. Resize columns by drag and drop. Set the minimum width for the first and third column. Also, we need to remove distance between columns, navigate to Row Settings, Layout, and disable Columns Gutter. Now we will configure each element inside the header. Let's start with the logo. Open Logo Options and select the logo file from the folder Apple. Enter Alt for logo. I will use Website Logo. Select Link. Menu. Main menu, select Home and click Save. Navigate to Design Options and select Width 13 pixels. Logo is ready. Open Menu Settings and navigate to Design. Font weight, set 400. Letter spacing, -0.1. Line height 50 pixels. Disable uppercase and set text align left. Move to colors. For normal, set white with opacity 0.8. Hover color. Set title inverse and active color. Also title inverse. Reset default margins. Reset paddings and set 35 pixels for right. Navigate to Layout Options and reset margins. As you can see on Apple's website, hovering over the menu opens a mega menu. In our tutorial, we will make only the first mega menu. This will be quite enough to understand how to create a mega menu in Gridbox. Open Menu Settings. Click on the icon Edit, near Menu Item, Store, and enable Mega Menu by enabling checkbox, and click on the button Save. And here is our mega menu. Now, we need to configure the design. Open Section Settings inside the mega menu. Navigate to Background Options and set Background Dark Accent. With opacity 0.9. In the Overlay options, select Type, Blur, and set value 20. Move to Layout Options. Reset paddings and set padding top 40 and padding bottom 85 pixels. Now we need to add items to our mega menu. Click on the icon Add New Plugin and select Plugin, Text. Open Text Settings, replace Title to Shop. Navigate to Design Settings. Select Color, Text Inverse, font size 12 pixels. Navigate to Layout Options and delete Margins. Using Copy-Paste shortcut, copy text plugin and paste to other columns, and just replace text. Here we need to add Quick Links and Shop Special Stores. Now let's resize columns. Resize second column to column 2. Click on the icon Add New Plugin, select Plugin Text. Open Text Settings and paste menu items from the Apple site. Now we need to enter links to each one. Select Item, select Link. I will use symbol hash for links. Navigate to Design. Set font weight 600. Font size 24. Letter spacing 0.2 and line height 38. From the drop-down, Typography, select Links and set colors for normal state, and for hover select Title Inverse. Navigate to Tab Layout and set margin top 10 pixels. We continue to work with other menus, copy the plugin text and paste it into the second column. Open plugin text on Editing. At this time, let's start from Design. Navigate to Tab Design, set font weight 600, font size 12 pixels, letter spacing -0.1, line height 28. Back to General and replace text in links. And delete all other links. OK, copy and paste plugin text to the third column. And all the same, just replace links. And the final touch, we will reduce the animation speed and add shadows. 1. Menu Settings, navigate to the tab, Design, select Dropdown. Animation Duration, set 0.2. Scroll down to Shadow Options, set Shadow Opacity 0.25. Open Advanced Shadow Settings, and set 20 for vertical offset and blur. Save the page and let's take a look at the results. In this tutorial, we will not explore how to add a search or e-commerce to the site. Right now, we will just add SVG icons. Add plugin image. And select image with title, icon search. Move to layout options and reset margins. In the same way, we need to add second image. Add plugin image. And select image with title, icon cart. Navigate to layout options. Reset default margins. And set margin left 40 pixels. Open column settings. And set horizontal direction. And enable content align, set left and middle. Congratulations, our website navigation is ready. At the end of this video, you will find how remove drop-down icon and add background blur effect for Megamenu as you can see on apple.com. Okay, let's start working directly with the page content, and we'll work with our first section, iPhone 15 Pro. Open Section Options. Move to Background Options. Select Background Type, Image. Select Image from our folder. Hero 1BG. Move to Tab Layout. And set padding top 100 pixels and 450 pixels for padding bottom. Navigate to row settings and delete margins in layout options. Now, add a new text plugin. Click on it to start editing. Replace text to iPhone 15 Pro. Select text and set heading to. Move to Design Options. Select H2 and set color to title inverse. Navigate to Layout Options and remove margins. Add Next Text Plugin, click on icon, Add New Plugin. Select Plugin Text from the list. Click on it to start editing. Replace text. Select text and set heading 4. Navigate to Design Options. Select H4 and set color to title inverse. Move to Layout Options and set margin top 5 pixels. Now we need to add a new row for buttons. Move to Row Settings, Layout Options, Reset Margins, and set margin top 20 pixels. Click on the icon, Add New Plugin, and select Button Plugin. In the button settings, replace the label to Learn More. In the link options, select Home Page. Navigate to Design Options. Set Font Weight 400, Font Size 17 pixels, Letter Spacing -0.3, Line Height 17, and disable uppercase. Also, you will find that buttons on Apple site do not have any transition effect. To disable transition on hover in Gridbox, select Transition in Colors and set duration 0. Move to Layout Options. Reset Margins. Set paddings, top and bottom 15 pixels, left and right to 25. Now we need to create a second button. Duplicate first one. Enter label by. Move to Design Options. Color, set Primary. Background, transparent. Navigate to the tab, Layout. Set margin left 15 pixels. In border settings, set border color primary and width 1 pixel. And let's place our buttons at the one line as on apple.com. For that, open column settings, set direction, horizontal, content align, center and middle. Copy previously created section. Open Settings, move to Background Options, and replace background image to Hero 2. Now open Text Settings and replace text to iPhone 15. After that, go to Design Settings and change Title Color to Title. All the same with the subtitle, click to edit, replace text. Go to Design Settings and change Title Color to Title. Open Section Settings. Now go to Layout Options and set margin top 12 pixels. Padding top, change to 50 pixels. Moving to the next section, iPad Pro. Copy first section, click on the second section, and paste. Enable section options by click. Move to Layout Options. Add margin top 12 pixels. Padding top, change to 50 pixels. Move to Design Options and change background. Select Hero 3. Okay, it's time to replace titles. All we need here is just enter new title and subtitle. Next, we have a two-column section. For that, create a new section. By clicking on the red button, select two columns. Click on the new added section and move to Layout Options. Set padding 12 pixels for all sides. After that, navigate to Row Settings, tab Layout. Reset Columns gutter to delete space between columns and reset margins. Move to General Settings and enable Full Width. Open left column settings. Navigate to Background Options. Select Type of Background, Image. Pick the image from the Media Manager. Select Image with Title Col 1BG. The title of this column released as an image, so add plugin image to column. Select Headline Apple Watch. In Layout Options, reset margins. Now, scroll to previous section using right-click, copy subtitle. Scroll back, hover on image, right-click, and paste subtitle. The same for the blue button, just copy and paste. OK, let's configure what we have copied. Click on the subtitle. Select text and replace with a new one. Select text again and replace heading from H4 to H5. Navigate to Design Options. Select H5 and replace color to title and verse. Now, click on the button. Replace label to By. Move to Design Settings. Set font size to 14 pixels. Move to Layout and set padding options. Top and bottom, set 10 pixels, left and right, set 20 pixels. Also, set margin top 20 pixels. Now go back to Column Options, Layout, and set paddings. Padding top 50 pixels and padding bottom 380 pixels. Also, set margin right 6 pixels. OK, moving to the right column. Copy style from the left column using right-click and paste to the right column. Now the same with content, using right-click copy content and paste to the right column. Now, open Column Options, move to Design, and select Background, Col 2. Navigate to Layout Options, reset margins, and set margin left 6 pixels. In the padding set, padding top 100 pixels and padding bottom 50 pixels. Now we need to replace the image. Open Image Settings and select Headline Apple Music. Now replacing the text. In Text Layout Options, set margin to 50 pixels. And the last one, change button label, explore the list. Ready, and don't forget to save progress. Let's continue with the next row. Just make a copy of the previous row. Navigate to Row Settings, Tab Layout and set margin top 12 pixels. Open Settings of the left column. Open Background Options and select Call 3BG Image. Delete plugin image. Move to Layout Options. Reset paddings and set padding bottom 50 pixels. Navigate back to General Options and set Content Align, bottom. Add new plugin text. Move it to the top by drag and drop. Open plugin settings and replace default title. Change tag for our title from paragraph to heading 3. Go to Design Settings, select H3, and set color, title and verse. Open Layout Options and reset default margins. Replace text and subheading and label in the button. Continuing with the right column. Delete image. Open Column Settings. Navigate to the tab Background. Select Background Image. Call 4BG. Now, navigate to Layout Options. Set paddings, top 50, bottom 380 pixels. Copy title from the left column and paste to the right. Move it with drag and drop. Open Text Settings. Replace text. Open Design Settings and change color to title. Open Subheading Settings and replace text. Open Design Options. Color, select Title. Navigate to Layout Options and reset margins. Open Button Settings, change label. In Layout Options, rest margins. And now we need to place a second button, and it should be placed near the blue button, on the same line. For that I will use Nested Row. Hover on Column Settings, click on Icon, Add Nested Row. Open Nested Row Options. Navigate to Layout, reset default margins, and set margin top 10 pixels. Open Column Settings inside the nested row. Set direction, horizontal. Enable content alignment. Now, using drag and drop, move our blue button inside the created nested row. Copy button, open settings of the right button. Change label to By. Open Design Settings. Scroll to Colors and set color, primary, and background color, set opacity to 0 to make it transparent. Open Layout Options and set margin left 15 pixels. In Border Settings, select Color, Primary, and set border width to 1 pixel, and save the page. And the last 2 columns row. Make a copy of the previous row. Delete content from the left column using right-click. and in the same way reset style. Scroll to top, to the first row, copy style from the left column, and paste to the new column. The same for content, copy content from the left column in the first row and paste. Let's start from the image. Open Image Settings and replace image by image with title, headline Apple Watch 9. Replace text. And set margin top 10 pixels in the layout options. Move to column background settings and replace image to col 5BG image. In the last column, delete headline. Using drag and drop, move the blue button from the nested row and delete the nested row. Open button settings and replace the label. Move to layout options and set margin top 20 pixels. Now click on text above the button and replace it. Make text breaks using the Enter key. And we also need to add margin top 10 pixels in the layout options. Copy the logo in the left column and using drag and drop, move it to the right column. Open Image Settings and replace image by image with title headline trade-in. OK, and the last touch. Open column settings and replace background image to image col 6BG. Done. We have finished with columns. Don't forget to save the page. If you look at apple.com, you'll find that next we need to add a carousel with Apple TV slides. For that, you can use any third-party carousel module. Add a new section for our carousel. Click on the icon, add a new plugin. Scroll down and here you see the plugin, Joomla Modules. With its help you can import any Joomla module to the page. Another solution is to use the native Gridbox plugin Carousel, which is available with a premium subscription. Further in the video, I will use Gridbox's Carousel. Premium subscription can be activated directly in the editor. For example, open Plugins list. Let's find our Carousel plugin. Here is it. Click on it, and here you need to enter your balboa.com username and password. And after that you will be able to use the premium plugin. Also, the premium subscription can be activated in the Gridbox dashboard. Click on the icon bell. Activate. Enter your balboa.com username and password, and click Activate. Since we are already on the dashboard, we need to install Gridbox Code Editor for advanced site customization. For that, navigate to Apps and click Add New Item. and here you find a lot of apps for Gridbox, e-commerce, blog, booking, performance tools, and much more, and here is our code editor. Click on it. Okay, the editor was successfully installed. Now let's back to the editor, Pages, and click on our page. Click on the icon, add a new plugin, and select Carousel from the list. Now, we need to select images for our carousel. Select all pictures with title Carousel. Here is it, and click Insert Selected Items. OK, now, move section layout options and reset paddings. Now we need to open row settings and set full width and reset margins in the layout options. Open carousel options. First, let's sort pictures as on the original website, just using drag and drop move pictures. Navigate to layout options, reset default margins, and set margin bottom 40 pixels. Back to general options. Set height to 620 pixels. Scroll down to caption options, disable option display caption on mouse over, and select color, white, with opacity 0.64. Now we need to add titles and buttons to each slide. For that, scroll up to Slides, and open the picture on Editing. Enter title and description. And enter label for button and link. Target, same window. Click on icon, save. In the same way, you need to add a description for each slide. Now we need to configure the design of these elements. Move to Design Options. For the title, set Font Family SF Pro Display, Font Weight 600, Font Size 20, Line Height 22, and Text Align Left. Reset margins and set Margin Bottom 10 pixels. Description: all the same, except font weight, it should be 400. And the button: font weight 400, font size 17, letter spacing 0, line height 20 pixels. Remove uppercase and set text align left. Color: set font color title and background color, background secondary. And reset animation. Click on the icon transition and set duration to 0. Scroll down and reset margins. And set paddings 11 pixels for top and bottom, and 21 pixels for left and right paddings. Gridbox Carousel doesn't include dot navigation, but we can use arrows. Let's design them in the same style as a button. Open Arrows Design Settings from the drop-down. Set color title and background secondary. and hover colors. For padding, set 17 pixels. And remove shadows. As you can see, the caption carousel doesn't look as we need. For this we will use a code editor. But before that, we need to enter a custom CSS class for the plugin Carousel. In the Carousel General Options, scroll down and enter class suffix Custom Carousel. From the tools, select the code editor and enter the CSS code. Code you can get on the tutorial page, link you will find in the description below. And additionally, you can enable autoplay. For that, open Carousel settings and enable options, autoplay and pause on mouse hover. Save the page and enjoy. The footer, like the header, is a global position. As always, we will delete the default row with plugins inside. Now, in the same way as a header, footer has global typography options. Open footer settings and you will find them. But at this time, we will not configure styles for everything, since in the footer we will use only paragraph, links and tag h3, so we'll set up only necessary things. Let's start from the base font. Font family, select SF Pro Text. Color, we will use Subtitle. Font size 12. Letter spacing, -0.1. And line height 16 pixels. All the same we need to set for the paragraph. Font weight 400. Color, Subtitle. Font size 12. Letter spacing, -0.1. And line height 16 pixels. Heading 3. Font weight 600. Font size 12. Letter spacing, -0.1, line height 16 pixels. And text align, left. And the last one, color for links. Normal, black with opacity 0.72. And hover, I will set the same. Black with opacity 0.72. Now, let's add content. Of course, we need to add a new row. Right-click on the footer and select Add New Row. Select one column. Open Row Settings and delete default margins. And now let's add plugin text. Right-click, Add New Plugin, and select Plugin Text. And just replace the text from the demo or apple.com. Add extra spaces between lines to make it look better. Also, we need to add few links. Here is the first one. I will add symbol hash. And here the second one. All the same. And let's add the same underline like on the original site. And delete default margins in the layout options. Now we need to add a 5-column row. By default you can't add 5 columns, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. At least there are 2 ways you can do it, and now I will show you one of them. All we need is to add 6 columns. You see now 6 columns, but we need 5. All we need is just to hide the last column on all devices. Just open Column Settings, Disable on all devices. That's all, we have 5 columns. OK, open Row Settings and navigate to the tab Layout. Set margin top 20 pixels. Also, we need to set 20 pixels for padding top. And enable border top. Change border color. And now let's add content inside. Click on the icon Add New Plugin, select Plugin Text. Open Text Settings. Replace default title to Shop and Learn. Set this text as heading 3. Navigate to Layout Options. And reset margins and set margin bottom 10 pixels. Now we need to add links. Add a new text plugin. And add links to the text editor. Select Text, click on icon Link, set link and click Save. And again for all menu items. OK, now navigate to Design Options and set line height 28 pixels. Open Layout Options and reset margins. Now copy our headline and using drag and drop, move it to the bottom. Replace text to Apple Wallet. And set margin in the layout options. Margin top 25 pixels. Now, copy plugin with our links using right-click. And paste below. Open Text Settings and replace titles and links. I will just replace titles. Now copy the content of the first column. Paste to other columns. And do the same as we did for the first column. Replace text, headlines, links. Now we need to add a new row with one column. Open Row Settings, navigate to Layout, and set margin top 40 pixels, margin bottom 5 pixels. Enable border bottom and set border color. Add text plugin to the column. Open Text Editor and replace text. Add links to text. And underline to links. And set primary color for links. Navigate to Layout Options and reset margins. Now, open Column Settings and set Vertical Align Center. And the last row, add a new 3-column row. In Row Layout Settings, reset margins. Add plugin text to the first column. Replace text and delete margins. Open column settings and set vertical align center. And the same operations for other columns, we already did it a million times. And final touch to the footer. Open footer settings, move to layout, reset paddings, and set 20 pixels for padding top. Our footer is ready. Save the progress. Additionally, in order to bring the design of our site closer to the original, we need to add a CSS code. You will find on the tutorial page, link below the video. So, these CSS codes will make fonts smoother as on Apple.com. We'll remove icons from the drop-down menu item, add underline to footer menu links, and of course, beautiful backdrop blur for Megamenu. To add the code, navigate to Tools, select Code Editor and paste code in the tab CSS. Please note, the backdrop blur for the Megamenu is visible only on front end. Let's save the page and check the results. One of the most common mistakes when users start configuring design for mobile devices is just open any device from the list and start editing. No, it doesn't work like that. Once you're done with the desktop version, you can start editing the laptop, then the tablet landscape, the tablet portrait, then the phone landscape, and only then can you start with the phone portrait. Okay, enable the laptop and check the page. The site on the laptop looks perfectly. We can move to the tablet landscape. Scroll down to see the whole page. So, what can I say? We need to configure the first three sections, carousel and footer. Let's do it. Open options of the first section by clicking on Section. Navigate to Paddings options, reset default paddings and set padding top 100 pixels and padding bottom 450 pixels. Open the second section and do the same. Reset paddings and set top 100 and bottom 450 pixels. And the same with the third section. Now, Carousel. Open Carousel options. In General Settings, scroll to Caption options. In the field, type, select Gradient. Angel, set 180. Start Color, set Transparent. End Color, Black. With opacity 0.85. Move to Design Options. For title, set size 40 pixels. Line height 44 pixels. Margins, top 350 and left 50 pixels. Enable description options. Set margin left 50 pixels. And button. Set margin options, margin top 10 pixels and margin left 50 pixels. Navigate to the footer. Here we need to resize our columns. Open settings of the third column, navigate to Layout Options, and set column width 3. And do the same for the fourth column, Settings, move to Layout Options, and set column width 3. Scroll to the top, overviewing our page. I think it looks awesome. We can continue with a tablet portrait. As we can see, on the tablet portrait our menu is gone. It is simply not visible on a dark background. Scroll down and here is our menu. It has been converted into a mobile menu. If you check the breakpoints in the site settings, enabling the mobile menu has the same breakpoint as the tablet portrait. Let's scroll down to check other parts of the page. I think the page looks awesome. All we need is to just configure the mobile menu. Open Mobile Menu Settings. You can do it with a right click. Move to the tab, Mobile. Position, select Center. To make a mobile menu on full screen is on apple.com. Icon size, set 18 pixels. To make an icon relative to other icons, and set color, white, with opacity 0.75. Now click on the menu to open. And let's configure the background color. Set background dark. And the icon, close. I will set the same as for the icon open. White color with opacity 0.75. Also, here we can set paddings. I will set top 50 pixels for all sides. Now, move to the tab Design. Set 27 pixels for font size. Now let's open our Megamenu. I think it looks pretty good. No reason for changes. Okay, now let's move to the phone landscape. Here we have some layout issues with navigation. Menu looks good. Megamenu looks good. Scrolling down. Not sure regarding these columns. I will explain later. And footer. Here, we need to add side paddings and make columns wider. Okay, let's start from the top. The issue comes from the last columns. There is not enough space for our icons, but this is easily solved. Open the last column settings, move to the tab, Layout, and set column width 2. Now open the column with the menu, tab Layout, and set column width 9. Now it looks better. Let's add side paddings to the header. Open Header Settings, tab Layout, and set 50 pixels for paddings left and right. Scrolling to our columns. Directly on this screen device, columns look normally. Not perfect, but normally. The problem may arise for users with screens like iPhone Max, since the screen size on iPhone Max is bigger than Phone Portrait and lower than Phone Landscape. In such cases, I suggest displaying one column, and then we can be sure that the site looks good on iPhone Max. So we need to open each column, and in the layout options, set column width to 12. Let's do it. Column settings, layout, column width 12. Also, take a look, we need to remove side margins. Next column, layout, width 12, reset margins, and add margin top 12 pixels, and the same we need to do for other columns. Column settings, layout, width 12. As you can see, our column has collapsed, but it's not a problem. Just add padding top 380 pixels. Now it looks much better. Remove margins. Moving to the next column, settings, layout, width 12. Rest margins, margin top 12 pixels. And the last two columns, column width 12, and reset margins. And the last one, settings, layout, width 12. Rest margins, margin top 12 pixels. Now I can be sure that our columns will display normally on all devices. There is enough space here. Scroll to footer. Open footer settings, layout, and add 20 pixels for sides. Now our 5 columns. In such cases, we need to move the last 2 columns to the next line. For that, we need to increase width for each column. Open column settings, layout, and set column width to 4. And in the same way for each column. And as you can see, we need to add some distance for our last 2 columns. Just add padding top 50 pixels. Now the footer looks much better. Scroll to the top. Regarding the mega menu, I think we need to increase columns, to be sure that on iPhone Max, everything will be okay. Move to column settings, set width 6, and set width 3 for other columns. Okay, now we can move to the phone portrait. Navigation, just increase columns. For the right column, set width 3. For the center column, set width 6. And for the first column, set width 3. Now, let's take a look on menu. Yes, looks good, and mega menu. I think we need to drop columns to the next line. Just open column settings and set width 12. For next columns, set width 6 and padding top 20 pixels. And the same for the second one. Also, I think we need to reduce spacing. Just open Section Settings and set padding bottom 40 pixels and padding top 20 pixels. The headlines are big. Let's reduce font size for all headlines. For that, navigate to Themes. Select H2. Set 32 pixels for font size and 36 for line height. Now open H4 and set 19 and 23 pixels for line height. Since we did changes in themes, all headlines get new values, and we don't need to change in each headline. Plug in Carousel, navigate to Design Options. For title, set text align center and set margin left to 0. And the same for description and button. Footer, all the same, just change columns width to 6. In third column, I propose to add also padding top 50 pixels. And the last lines, let's set the content align center. For the menu, I also will change line height to 23 pixels. And the last one, design, text align center. Save the page. I congratulate everyone who has reached this stage. We have done a great job. We started with the default Joomla template and now we have a website as apple.com. We've gone all the way from setting up a favicon to setting up a design on mobile devices. If you like this tutorial, like this video and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, ask in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel to not miss new videos related to site building on Joomla with Gridbox.